I am Grand Marshal Aaron Beadle, and I would like to call to order the commencement of the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences of the State University of New York at Binghamton. Everyone, please rise as you are able. We welcome you to join vocalist Ria Bolander in singing the national anthem. Everyone, please be seated.
Good afternoon. I am Dean Mario Ortiz, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences commencement ceremony. This is a very special ceremony as we bring together our master's and baccalaureate candidates, as well as our families and friends. Congratulations to you all. Before we proceed with our ceremony, I would like to welcome members of the Binghamton University Council who are joining us today. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Catherine Grant Madigan, Chair, and Linda Beamer. I would also like to introduce our other special guests who sit with us on the stage this afternoon. They will stand as I call their names. Please hold your applause until I have introduced all of them. President Harvey Stenger, Donald Hall, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Aaron Beadle, Grand Marshal, Associate Professor, Chair, Pharmaceutical Sciences, and Chair of Faculty Senate, Sheila Doyle, Executive Director, Binghamton University Foundation, Rosa Darling, Associate Professor, Tessa Davidson, Student Speaker, Anthony DeBartolo, Student Speaker, Fred Farley, Adjunct Professor, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Advisory Board, Anne Franzek, Associate Professor, Program Director for Undergraduate and PhD in Nursing Programs, Yvonne Johnston, Associate Professor, Founding Director of the Master in Public Health Program, Edwin Nico Covington, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Advisory Board Member, John Koch, Vice President for Advancement, James Leonard, Chairman, Dr. G. Clifford and Florence D. B. Decker Foundation, Eugene Marshall, Director of Athletics, Andre Mathis, Professional Senate Staff, Pamela Mission, Platform Party Marshal, Professor, Environmental Studies, Chief Sustainability Officer, Jerry Putman, Executive Director, Dr. G. Clifford and Florence B. Decker Foundation and Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Advisory Board, Mark Ropicki, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Public Health Community Health Advisory Board, Brian Rose, Vice President for Student Affairs, Gail Spencer, retired SUNY Distinguished Teaching Professor, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Advisory Board, Abigail Taylor, student speaker, Peggy Thomas, Vice President of Nursing, Chief Nursing Officer, United Health Services Hospital, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Advisory Board, Kara Treidel, Alumni Association President, Faith Favre, Co-Chair, Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Public Health Community Advisory Board. Please welcome them with your applause. Will all faculty on stage and in the audience please rise as you are able? I would like to recognize all of the esteemed faculty members who have mentored and guided our graduates. Your efforts have been crucial to the intellectual growth and the achievements that we celebrate today, so thank you. We would also like to acknowledge the efforts of our staff, many of whom are here today volunteering at this ceremony. Please join me as we applaud their support of and very much dedication to the success of our students. I would also like to thank the Binghamton University Wind Symphony, our vocalist, and the Broome County Celtic Pipes and Drums for their participation in today's celebration. So thank you. Once again, welcome to our celebration of the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences Class of 2024. On behalf of all of us, in Decker, I express our gratitude to all of you for being involved in the journey that is filled with many joys and successes as our students reach this important milestone. I also want to commend you, our incredible students, for your perseverance, your dedication, and willingness to serve your community and all of those within it. Your commitment to the health professions has been tested over the past couple of years, and you have overcome many challenges more than anyone could have ever imagined. You have made your family, friends, clinical professionals, professors, and university proud. But most of all, you should be incredibly proud of yourselves because you did it. It is now my pleasure to introduce President Stenger.
Decker! You did it! Good afternoon and welcome. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Woo! I want to recognize the faculty and staff members who have mentored and guided the graduates. Your efforts have been crucial to the intellectual growth, resiliency, and achievements we celebrate today. Thank you, faculty. I would also like to welcome the parents, the grandparents, the family and friends who have joined us today to share in the joy of watching your loved one reach a lifetime milestone. Your support was essential to your graduates' success. They are grateful to have you here today, and they are grateful for your care and kindness always. So thank you. To the graduates, over the past few years, you've gotten important experience in the theories and practice of nursing and the health sciences. You've done challenging work. You've been scholars, and you've developed the empathy and understanding to truly care for patients. In other words, since you've made it here today to the finish line, I believe that you've really discovered your passion. You know, finding your passion takes a lot of hard work. And I hope that Binghamton provided an avenue for discovery for you, and that you will continue to renew your love for learning and let Binghamton inform your future. I am confident that the class of 2024 will rise to meet the world's challenges because I've already seen your commitment to being engaged practitioners as students. So let me be the first to congratulate and welcome you into the next stage of your life. I look forward to learning about your many future successes, and I hope to remain steadfast members of the Binghamton University community. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to introduce Provost Donald Hall.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be among those celebrating with you today as Provost, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs at Binghamton University. And so let me take this opportunity to congratulate again all of our graduates and their families and their friends who supported them throughout their time here on the many achievements we're recognizing today. You are truly remarkable students who have brought your intellectual curiosity, your work ethic, your sense of humor to bear throughout your time here. As you graduate from Binghamton, you will take with you what you've learned in classes, through your internships and practica, from the student organizations you participated in, and from the thousands of personal interactions you've had with those around you. You'll take all that you have experienced here, and I know you will become change makers in the health sciences fields. We are all living in a different world since the pandemic upended our lives, but your Binghamton education and experiences will serve you well, whether you expect to continue your education or head straight into the new world's workforce. The good news is that the National Association of Colleges and Employers 83% of employers anticipated increasing or maintaining their rate of hiring for the class of 2024 compared to 1 year ago. That same organization reports 90% of employers are looking for evidence that applicants can solve problems, and 80% are seeking those who have strong teamwork skills. That's also good news for you because you are leaving us with a strong foundation that has helped you hone your critical thinking, decision-making, and communication skills and will serve you well in whatever career path you follow. As you've prepared throughout your time here to tackle what is ahead, the next decisions you might find yourself facing are, what do I want my work life to look like? How will I maintain a work-life balance? My advice to you is simply to pursue the career path that feeds your soul, that you want. Make your decisions the best ones possible, given the choices before you, but as you make your way forward, remember to define your value to prospective employers. Show them that you know how to solve problems, that you know how to work well with others in teams, that you learn to be a good leader at Binghamton, and that you are a great communicator. These are all skills that your foundation here at Binghamton will support, and we can't say enough about them. These skills will serve you well in whatever endeavors you undertake. So thank you all for choosing Binghamton. It has been a pleasure to have you here as students. Congratulations on your many accomplishments, and please stay in touch with us and keep us informed about what I know will be the many accomplishments that are yet to come. And with that, speaking of the future, I want to introduce you to our Alumni Association President, Kara Tridell. Kara would like to share congratulations on behalf of our Alumni Association. Thank you, and really wonderful graduation. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Binghamton's class of 2024. It is truly an honor to be sharing this occasion with you as the president of your Alumni Association. It's hard to believe just 8 years ago, I was sitting where you are, feeling the same emotions as you. I was excited to begin my next phase, but sad to be leaving friends and a place that became second home to me. It was also overwhelming to think about the many adjustments I'd have to make in moving from campus life to being out in the world, including moving back in with mom and dad. Our alumni community has been a tremendous source of support for me. It's why I've continued to be engaged with the university, and it's why I encourage everyone else to be involved. I acknowledge that I'm standing before you quite young, and I have to be honest that when I was elected to become the president of your Alumni Association, I was nervous. I was nervous about leading a group filled with so many achievements and accolades while I was still growing into my own self. What I quickly found was that I had no reason to be nervous. I was, and continue to be, surrounded by a community that provides endless support, encourages success, and celebrates wins. By graduating today, you are automatically a member of this community, the Alumni Association. Inside your diploma cover, you'll find a card that talks about what is available to you. In addition to the friends you made here on campus, you have a worldwide network of alumni that you could tap into. More than 150 people across more than 100 countries. Wherever you go, there will likely be a Binghamton grad who can offer support, answer questions, or simply chat about shared Binghamton experiences. What I like to say is don't be shy about reaching out. I know I'm typically not. Again, there are many opportunities to stay connected with the university, and you don't need to be here on campus. The Alumni Association connects you with other Binghamton alumni, helps to build skills that can translate to your professional life, and expand your network. Overall, we are a resource that I encourage you to take advantage of, even if it's simply connecting with us on LinkedIn or popping by our tailgate tent during homecoming. Enjoy today with your family and friends, experience all the feels, and know that you're ready for whatever life brings you. You're a Bearcat and can do this. Again, congratulations, your Alumni Association is excited to have you.
Thank you, Kara. I have the pleasure to introduce Decker College's graduate student speaker, Tessa Davidson, who is graduating with a Master's of Public Health. Tessa has overcome various challenges to get to where she is today. She is a wife and a mother, a new mother, during her time with us. Graduated from high school third in her class. Undergrad and graduate, she graduated summa cum laude. Tessa comes from a family of Binghamton University grads. Her mom, her brother, and she just keeps expanding the list. She is an expert in prevention of alcoholism and addiction services, where she helps people change their lives for the better and overcome challenges that are unique to each person that she helps. Tessa plans to continue this noble work to increase her impact using the public health knowledge and skills that she acquired during her time here in the Decker College. When asked about Tessa, her professor, Dr. Marzell, said, "Her unwavering dedication to making a community impact, particularly in youth and substance use prevention, epitomizes the essence of compassionate leadership. Her positivity, her commitment, and even her infectious laugh uplifts others, and I know that's true for our public health students. It makes her a beacon of inspiration and hope as she takes the stage as speaker. Her transformative influence, I know for sure, will continue to resonate, leaving an indelible mark on all who are fortunate enough to come across her path, especially those in the public health profession. Brava, Tessa. I am so proud of you. Our program is so proud of you. Your college is so proud of you. The university is so proud of you. Please give a warm welcome to our graduate student speaker, Tessa Davidson.
I feel like I have to laugh now. She said it was infectious. We'll see. Good evening, welcome, and congratulations. It is my honor to be addressing the Decker School of Health Sciences class of 2024. It's such a beautiful experience to be sharing this space with current and future helping professionals. This room is full to the brim with heart, intelligence, energy, and potential. As we leave Binghamton University with our shiny new degrees, we get to lay out our futures. As you take your next steps, I encourage you to lead with your heart. Health science professionals have the ability to positively impact any community we choose to call home through our technical skills, knowledge, care, and advocacy. Just imagine the effects we can have on society as we work in unison toward improving health outcomes for all. As much as we all love SMART goals, it is challenging to apply them to our personal and professional lives. We are each on our own timeline. Try not to be consumed by where you want to land, because life is in the jump. It's in the journey, it's in the process, and it's where all the fun happens. I encourage you all to care for yourselves as much as you care for others, to learn every day, to find happiness in little things, and to love with all your heart. Thank you to our professors for your wisdom and guidance, to the staff for providing our comfort and support, to our fellow classmates for laughing and crying with us, and to our families, both biological and chosen, for your undying love and acceptance. The success of each graduate is shared amongst you all. Finally, on behalf of the public at large, I would like to proactively thank you for your future work. You have the ability to brighten and enhance all the lives you interact with. Use this opportunity and trust that positivity, love, and happiness will follow wherever you land. Thank you, and be well.
Thank you very much, Tessa. Will the candidates for master's degrees from the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences please rise? President Stenger, as Dean of the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences, I am pleased to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled all their master's degree requirements as prescribed by the faculty. Department Marshals Alexandria Bunsey and Atisha Gilmer, please lead the master's candidates to the platform so they may receive recognition for academic achievement.
Alexandria E. Bunsey. Natisha Shawan Gilmer. Inajesu Eunice Taiwo. Diego Andre Rodriguez. Brooke Ann Traver. Stephanie Deanne Hensky. Devin Virginia Link. Tara Vitale. Ethan Thomas Seidel. Melissa Claire Stark. Rita Michelle Canar. Rosemary Ann Jones. Julia Dorber. Jessica Lynn Pigeon. Kimberly Zhang. Shui Feng. Noel Lawton Bloomfield II. Youngjae Kim. Younghee. Sarah Jean S. Lee. Melissa Amy Voorhis. Roxanne Marie Leindecker. Noam Rothner. Yonjae Lee. Xuan Lee. Sharon May. Amy Chen. Tessa Marie Davidson. Adam Asu. Michaela Maselli. Maggie Spencer Ross. Rachel Elizabeth Swart. Jelan Jane Perillo. Nahun Eduardo Gutierrez Granda. Madeline Jean Blyer. Roshan Mohammed. Angela Murphy. Thrupthi Sarah Jacob. Quinlan Felicia Wise. Marissa Catherine Genovese. Emily Jane Seymour. Manal Ali Harisi. Jennifer Turley Bliss. Carly Sue Dodd. Carly Corinne Peterson. Holly Lynn Mullins. Caitlin Nicole Burgo. Catalina de Los Angeles Daly. Megan Lynn Guerrera. Cloudy Zoomley. Nicole Francis Mizera. Chloe Nadine Bergman. Madeline Virginia Slifka. Michael James Fillers. Caitlin Marie Knapp. Elena Lynn Angler. Swapna Soman. Vincent Chow. Elu Chen.
All master's candidates from the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences, please stand. President Stenger, as Dean of the Decker College of Nursing and Health Science, I am completely honored to present to you these candidates for master's degrees in the health sciences, public health, and nursing.
For those who have successfully completed all degree requirements, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on each of you the appropriate master's degree with all the rights and privileges which pertain to that degree here and elsewhere. On behalf of the Binghamton University community, I congratulate you all for this well-earned accomplishment.
Will the recipients of master's degrees from the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences please be seated? I now invite Anne Franzek to the podium.
Good afternoon. I would now like to welcome Kate Manolastas, Nursing Student Association President, to come forward to present the undergraduate nursing class gift.
Good afternoon. My name is Kate Manalastis, and I'm the president of the Nursing Student Association. On behalf of the Decker class of 2024, the Nursing Student Association is donating to Decker's Nursing Assessment Kit Sponsorship Fund to cover the cost of 2 medical assessment kits. All undergraduate nursing students must purchase a medical assessment kit to use during clinical and simulation experiences. They contain a stethoscope, a blood pressure cuff, pen lights, and more, and are an essential component for success in the nursing program. We hope this donation will ease the financial burden for future nursing students. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate, and to the undergraduate class for your contributions to Binghamton University. I would now like to introduce Abigail Taylor. It is my pleasure to introduce Decker College of Baccalaureate Accelerated Track student speaker Abby Taylor, who is graduating with a Bachelor of Science with a major in nursing. Abby first received her first bachelor's degree from the Ohio State University in Public Affairs, Health Policy, and Management. After graduation, Abby will be working at Wilson Hospital in the intensive care unit, where she hopes to make an impact on patients and families who are going through some of their most difficult times. One of Abby's inspirations to go back to school to become a nurse was the impact that healthcare workers had during the height of the COVID pandemic. I have no doubt that Abby will make an impact on lives each day in her new role. When asked about Abby, Assistant Clinical Professor Allie Stabler said, "Abby is the ultimate team player, always lending a hand to her fellow classmates. She is full of compassion and empathy for her patients, and took the time during every single clinical day to really get to know her patients and make sure she knew what their needs were and if they were being met. She was often the student that I would have to go and find and say, 'We have to leave soon,' and she was always found in her patient's room with them, which I love. Humanity will be forever the best and most vital thing that you can give to your patients." Please give a warm welcome to Abigail Taylor.
Thank you. 4 years ago, I came home with a magnet and placed it on my refrigerator. It said, "And suddenly you know it's time to start something new and trust in the magic of new beginnings." My husband almost immediately noticed the magnet and asked, somewhat jokingly, but mostly panicked, "What's wrong? What did I miss? What are you changing?" You see, we had built a pretty comfortable life up until that point. After graduating from Ohio State in 2012, I took an entry-level position working in the oil and gas industry for an environmental consultant. Over the next 10 years, I was able to climb the professional ladder, eventually managing a regulatory team and later running an industrial waste facility. But then we had our first baby. And then 6 months later, we had a global pandemic. I was watching these clips of people cheering out their windows as nurses went in for their shifts, and I would just sob. And I get this clenching feeling in my chest. It was at that time that I was also thinking about my mom. I was thinking of the nurses that cared for her in the intensive care unit, and I was also thinking of how they cared for me when she passed when I was 18. And then I saw the magnet. I realized my career at that time was missing heart, and it was missing a deeper purpose. So I saved up for the next 3 years, continuing to work full-time, took prerequisite classes, and applied to the BAT program. And from our very first day in clinical at the nursing home, it was the most surreal and magical moment, realizing that I was right to trust my gut. It's fun to look back on how far we've come. We started out not being able to find a brachial artery pulse to save our lives and completely freaked out at the idea of giving a bed bath. Now we realize that never again will we have the luxury of a full hour to give a bed bath. I remember during the first week of school, we had to tell our "why did we choose nursing" story what felt like 100 times. In my own head, my story was pretty wholesome, somewhat non-traditional, maybe slightly inspirational. But then by week 2, as we were starting to get to know each other, a classmate of mine, Jason, said to me, Abby, I found your story, it was pretty good, but was any of it actually true? We've grown to laugh about that moment, but it truly taught me that you can't expect people, especially your patients, to trust you just because you walk through the door. Trust has to be earned. It's the culmination of time and effort and compassion, and I firmly believe that everyone at Decker has armed us with the ability to do just that. And speaking of everyone at Decker, while I love my first alma mater, I did not have a single professor in those 5 years that cared as much about each individual student as the faculty at Decker, and I do have a long list of thank yous, so bear with me. Professor Rude taught us what an honor it is to care for people in their last days, and thanks to her, I've not only grown comfortable caring for the aging population, I now look forward to it. When I was struck by the sudden loss of my dear aunt in the fall, Professor Brown continued to check in on me and has been a shoulder to lean on since she first came up to me at Acceptance Students Day. Thank you to Professor Gilbert, who, when I told him that my 18-month-old son woke up in the middle of the night wheezing, he immediately marched me down to the simulation lab and taught me how to get a toddler to tolerate a nebulizer. Professor Stabler has continued to answer my almost constant clinical questions and my venting, no matter the time of day. She strikes the perfect balance of knowledge and experience with relatability and has been such a rock star, it's hard to believe it's her first year teaching. I thank Dr. Sprague and Dr. Rhodes-Keefe for creating a nurturing, safe space to practice and to grow and to screw up in the simulation lab. Dr. Sprague is also responsible for inadvertently revealing that I had been coined Abby Mom within the program, a title that I've grown to embrace. Professor Dura is an absolute treasure to learn from. The way she weaves together concepts in patho and pharm is a work of art, and everyone loves a no-nonsense, straightforward Dura test. Professor Torrella's passion for teaching is just as evident as his passion for nursing. And finally, among many helpful insights Professor Page gave us, some of the best advice I received all year was to rotate down to the GI lab if we wanted to practice IVs. I really can't thank this faculty enough. And on to my classmates, I'd be naive to attempt to ignore that we are, for the most part, at different stages in life. As much as I tried to convince everyone that I was 25 during that first month of classes, the truth was fairly easy to suss out. Pretty much the only time my classmates woke up at the same time as me on the weekends was when they were pre-gaming for SantaCon. But I hope that my role as Abby Mom was somewhat helpful during those times. From always having extra copies to baking cookies, I felt a sense of purpose in putting on my mom hat. And I hope you'll remember my advice when I tell you that electrolytes and coconut water are really great, but at some point, no amount of liquid IV is going to prevent a hangover after 15 green tea shots. My classmates have made such an impact on my life as well. Being a 35-year-old amongst mostly Gen Zers has taught me a lot about myself. I encourage everyone to return to school in 15 years if you'd like the same reality check. I've learned to not take myself so seriously, to check my biases, and I even found out what capping and Riz mean. I have to thank the one and only Timmy Lee for reaching out that very first week and being a constant support ever since. He is our class MC, our vibe check, our cheerleader, our DJ, our comic relief, and friend to everyone. And thank you to my fellow mom, Kim, We are alike in many ways, but your motivation and utter lack of procrastination is truly inspiring to me. The ability to quit my job, drain our savings, and spend roughly 42 weekends studying could not have been accomplished without the support of my husband, Aaron. He showed me confidence in myself. He trusted me to make this drastic change. He cheered me on before every test, humbled me when I needed, and gave me the space to work through my stress. Thank you to my little ones, Sadie and Reese. I'm so lucky to have you be the light and happiness I get to come home to. You make the good days shine brighter and give me the ability to leave dark days at the door. And thank you to my dad, who has never stopped cheering me on and bestowed me with the invaluable gift of sarcasm. In closing, I hope you all consider my story, as well as our experiences working with those patients we've taken care of that are in their 90s and still feel like they missed out. You know, the ego integrity versus despair crowd. We are in this unique position to witness regret or what ifs near the end, and that underscores the importance of living with purpose and finding our own truths throughout life. It's okay to grow, take steps back, or fail. Learn what excites you, learn what gives you purpose, and don't be afraid if those answers change over time. There's even a chance that you realize you might not stay in nursing, but what we've learned at Decker still holds value. We've learned the right words to say on someone's worst day. We've learned to treat people with dignity and respect, regardless of their decisions. We've learned the power of silence and of listening. Congratulations, class of 2024. This school has equipped us with the skills to impact the lives of our patients and the confidence to continue to shape our own lives. Enjoy this feeling of accomplishment right now. There's a magic in new beginnings.
Thank you, Abigail, for your remarks. At this time, we will recognize the accomplishments of our baccalaureate degree candidates, beginning with Latin honors. Latin honors are based on a student's cumulative grade point average. We recognize 3 levels of achievement: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. We shall recognize students attending today by having them stand in place. Candidates graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude, please rise. You may be seated. Thank you. Will all baccalaureate accelerated track degree candidates please rise? President Stenger, as Dean of the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences, I am pleased to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled all their baccalaureate degree requirements as prescribed by the faculty. School Marshal Brian Kowaleski, please lead the candidates to the platform so that they all may receive recognition for their academic achievements.
Katie A. Zeisler. Tal Esther Achildiev. Faith A. King. Hope B. King.
A little too fast.
Gianna Rose Como. Lauren Elizabeth Kaiser. Sylvia Marie Hamulik. Brianna DiTaco. Kyla A. McGarry. Michael Peter Manfrew, Jr. Cassidy Leanne Evans. Jacob Stanley Blogstowski. Connor M. Demo. Ada Wumi Ada Niyi. Francis Duruaku. Juba Ejua Lewis. Nena Efua Kenipe Dufu. Salamata Kone. Alexandra E. Hintz. Jillian Amanda Galvin. Abigail Kenny Mahler. Molly Sophia Hall. Isabella Ann Scarpati. Rita Riaz Watu. Yandeli Angelica Cabrera. Timothy Lee. Abigail Catherine Taylor. Jason Lee. Kevin Edward O'Donnell. Justin Lee. Austin Antonio Rodriguez. Aiden Gregory Barak. Janish Shaji. Macy Faith Williams. Kyle Edward Gottfried. Zachary John Mayer. Catherine Claire Estep. Kimberly P. Marconi. Christopher Bernard Green. Danielle Salmon. Jan Nicole Castillo. Abigail Jo Stangerone. Nadia Carella. Chuyu Shen. Ann Yang.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Decker College's traditional track undergraduate nursing speaker, Anthony DiBartolo. He is also graduating with a Bachelor of Science with a major in nursing. Anthony has been an active member of the Binghamton campus for over the last 4 years. He has served as a Nursing Student Association Professional Development Chair, a university tutor, and an innovative simulation practice center student worker. Through these various roles, he has shown great leadership and has assisted a large number of students with understanding difficult concepts. Anthony plans to pursue a career as a registered nurse in the emergency room. He is specifically interested in working in pediatrics. Assistant Professor Dr. Rosemary Collar said that Anthony is a wonderful student. He is smart, of course, but he is also kind, curious, and funny. He is passionate about nursing for reasons both personal and professional. I have no doubt he will spend his career not only bringing excellent care and comfort to his patients, but also supporting his colleagues and strengthening the profession with his commitment to excellence. Please give a warm welcome to Anthony DiBartolo.
Thank you. Family and friends, faculty, and the Decker School of Nursing graduating class of 2024. Thank you for being here today as we celebrate the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and unwavering commitment. We did it, guys! We finally made it to our graduation day. I am truly filled with a profound sense of pride and joy to have the opportunity to speak here today. I would like to give a special thanks to all of the parents here who have supported each of us along our journey, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. I would also like to thank our professors who have given us a home away from home and have been such a guiding light throughout this program. When I arrived at Binghamton University, I did not plan on becoming a nurse. Instead, I saw an opportunity waiting for me to start my journey as a Division I wrestler. I learned that life circumstances change and that a different path was waiting for me. During my first semester, I suffered 3 herniated discs that needed spinal surgery, and the sport that I once loved seemed like a daunting task. I felt as if I wasn't making the difference I wanted to in this world. During this time, my sister, who is a nurse, became sick with a rare disease that affects 1 in a million people. Hearing her stories of the impact she had on her patients and seeing the side of having a sick family member changed my thoughts on who I wanted to be. I decided I wanted to be a nurse. We have all had defining moments that have led us to the decision to become a registered nurse. For each of us, commencement marks a significant milestone in our unique journeys that all have a different story. As we stand on the threshold of this new chapter of our lives, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the path that has led us here. When we first arrived at Decker, none of us knew what to expect. We heard that nursing school was hard and how it would be a difficult but rewarding road. What wasn't mentioned was the lifelong friendships and memories that we would create. We have spent tons of time studying with our friends in Decker, countless hours in clinical together, and one too many cries over the endless care plans. All of these stories and memories spent together have made us who we are today. We have laughed together, cried together, and we can relate to one another with a bond that is unbreakable and others do not have. Now, as we embark along our new journey, we will learn to laugh with, cry with, and relate to our patients. Although we gather here today to celebrate the remarkable accomplishments we have all made in our time at Binghamton University, I want to remind you that this is only the beginning of a new era in our lives. The era where we get to take on the world as our own and use the skills we have developed from our time here and the skills our loved ones have implemented in us since we were young. Life is like a book, and although this chapter has come to an end, a new road lies ahead of us with endless opportunities. We are all creating our own stories, and the path we take will be filled with difficult but rewarding obstacles along the way. We will all travel separate paths, but we will all equally arrive at the destination that we are meant to be at. We will go on to work on different units, and some of us will become CRNAs, nurse practitioners, nurse leaders, and much more. As nurses, our learning will always continue, and every day will be met with new opportunities to grow in our profession to care for others. If I could give one piece of advice as we graduate here today, it would be to never lose sight of why you joined nursing. The hands of nurses are the hands that hold a newborn during their first breath of life. The hands of nurses feel the last breath of a dying patient. The hands of nurses comfort family in the best and worst times, and the hands of nurses change lives each and every day. These hands are now ours, and they are the hands that will heal with empathy and compassion. The career we have chosen will not always be easy. There will be times when we will question ourselves, feel lost, defeated, and tired. It is in these moments we must remember why we started nursing in the first place. We must always remember that we have the rare ability to change lives through healing our patients, their family, and ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. They may forget our names, but they will never forget how we made them feel. Make the most of this new chapter in your life as the book we are all writing has just begun. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Will all traditional baccalaureate degrees candidates please rise? President Stanger, as Dean of the Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences, I am pleased to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled all their baccalaureate degree requirements as prescribed by the faculty. School Marshal Kate Manalastis and Department Marshal Sean Nielsen, please lead the candidates to the platform so that they all may receive recognition for their academic achievements.
Kate Elizabeth Manalastis. Sean Charles Nielsen. Kaylee Koffler. Catherine Cho. Jolene Lagunda. Athena Sarah Glumichik. Elizabeth Argenzanio. Andrea Lauren Worley. Erica Shum. Bea Gianna Aglabat. Regia Kirsten Gonzalez Francisco. Jamie Lynn McAnahey. Brooke Rose Russo. Emma Marguerite Hannigan. Catherine Margaret Craybill. Lauren Brana Siegel. Megan Mary McAvirkin. Samantha Alex Kramer. Jacelyn Rose Flynn. Kira M. Potapov. Jesse Paige Rosenbaum. Jennifer Jane Jerzewski. Mitchell Louis Satz. Daniel Santiago Navas. Anthony Stephen DiBartolo. James Robert Lambert. Kira Miller. Jennifer Ann Barnett. Sonia K. Finkenberg. Danielle Keys. Julianne Berman. Noah Nekema Lifshutz. Noah Abraham Bulkany. Shankalanta Bahaging. Shore Mohammed Goldberg. Taylor Lee Connington. Emily Madison Reichelsheimer. Kavia L. Migada. Joseph Francis Morrissey. Zoe Sarah Gallandauer. Noah Michael Petak. Evan Brady Kaplan. Jordan Levine. Shanda Bendal. Anna O'Connell. Emily M. Cureri. Brianna Marie Fisher. Jessica Marie Jesnes. Fiona Aaron Smith. Madeline Holland Clark. Isabella Morales. Catherine Grace Sizing. Savannah J. Hart. Kate Margaret Jenkins. Madison Marie Clark. Isabella Catherine Hall. Mackenzie Rose Clark. Colette Ellen Kenyon. Alyssa Jean Pinto. Samuel Zachary Lasher. Grace Elizabeth Shapiro. Sarah Well. Abigail Nicole Feintuch. Leah Lola Eden Shutt. Charlotte Steinblatt. Aria Malovani. Haley Nicole Fixler. Ariel Deborah Albohair. Daniel Mizrahi. Ahava Rachel Rosenberg. Emily Bangelsdorf. Eliana Abraham. Raquel Nathalia Whittingham. Shalone Beckford Duncan. Beatrice Druwa Donker. Akua Tiwa Adamako. Mary Kathleen Taro Costello. Hannah Lynn Kraus. Emma Grace Gabor. Audrey Carolyn Wood. Karen Chu. Sophia Susan Moore. Leah Kirsten Bowers. Nevea Danielle Frankie. Maureen Elizabeth Carol Barbuto. Sarah Elizabeth Fallon. Mackenzie Renee Kress. Anna Marie Teresa Lopez. Mutimei A. Amusa. Victoria Marie Amaral Figueredo. Victoria Natali. Megan Elizabeth Preston. Mary Bonsu. Gifty Tiwa Amofa. Abigail Helene Fristino. Bridget Mary Wickizer. Riyadh Ray Ali. Annie Zhang. Anna Jasgarski. Yumi V. Jo. Aaron H. Liu. Samantha McKenna Zuntag. Carly N. Rosenblatt. Gittil Levin. Whitney Uliza Heredia Leon. Jada Esther Gunpot. Anna Catherine Craig. Dejung Crystal Huangbo. Catherine Emmy Liang. Elizabeth Lam. Minnie Maruko Lee. Ariel Elizabeth Hidalgo. Matthew K.J. Lee. Lauren Alyssa Wong. Tansu Kim. Megan Zhao. Annie Bernadette Burns. Kayleen Wang.
I would now like to ask everyone to rise as they are able as we sing the Binghamton University alma mater. We invite everyone to join in singing the refrain and second verse. The lyrics may be found on the back of the cover of the commencement program. Baccalaureate degree candidates, please remain standing. Everyone else may be seated. President Stenger, I am very honored to present to you these candidates for the baccalaureate degree by the university.
For those who have successfully completed all degree requirements by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on each of you the appropriate baccalaureate degree with all the rights and privileges accompanying it. On behalf of the Binghamton University community, I congratulate you all on this well-earned accomplishment. As is customary, upon conferral of the baccalaureate degree, you may now move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left. Will all Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences students please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, parents, partners, and friends, I present to you the Binghamton University Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences graduating class of 2024.